class today is going to focus on our shoulders. We're going to find some space and suppleness to be able to extend through the upper back, and we're also going to find some strength and stability to be able to do arm balances or inversions should we choose to do those as part of our practice. Let's start in child's pose at the back of our mat. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Slow and steady inhale. Full, complete exhale. Class today may be challenging at times, so being aware of our breath and being able to tap into our breath can be an important tool to use during those challenging moments. Look forward. Begin to move your hands and your chest forward until your hips are directly over your knees. Then bring your forehead and your chest down towards the mat for puppy pose. Anahatasana. You can do the variation of puppy with your forehead down, or you can do the variation of puppy with your chin down, lowering your chest even more, whichever feels best for your practice today. Look forward. Continue coming forward until your hips are on the mat. Place your forearms down, shoulders directly over elbows or slightly behind. Tuck your tailbone, press your feet down into the mat. Energetically pull your fingers towards you so your heart shines forward through your arms for Sphinx pose. Then slowly release down. Bring your fingertips in line with your shoulders, just outside your mat. Inhale, come up to a wide-armed cobra. Exhale, lower down, stay up on your left fingers, and move your right arm into a cactus position. Then turn onto your right side and touch your left toes down behind you. Come back to your belly, back up on both fingertips, and inhale up to cobra. Exhale, lower back down, left arm to cactus. Turn onto your left side, touch your right toes down behind you. Back to your belly, on your fingertips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down one more time each side. Right arm cactus, onto your right side, touch your toes down. Back to your belly. Cobra. Exhale down. Left arm cactus, onto your left side, touch your right toes down. Come back to your belly. Bring both hands under your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down. Retuck your tailbone. Press down firmly through your feet. Lift your chest. Come first into baby cobra. Then continue to lift higher, as high as you can, continuing to reach up and out with your chest, not compressing in your low back. And exhale, lower back down. Push back to tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whichever you prefer. Inhale, tip your tailbone to the sky. Look forward, cow belly. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your upper back, cat. Inhale, tip your tailbone to the sky, cow belly. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your upper back, cat. Find a neutral spine and lower down onto your forearms so that your elbows are under your shoulders. Let's revisit cat-cow now on our forearms. Inhale, tailbone to sky, heart forward, look forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round through your shoulders. Inhale, tailbone to sky, heart forward, look forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round through your shoulders. Come to a neutral spine. Draw your low ribs in and down, and draw your shoulder blades slightly towards each other. Make sure you're gazing straight down underneath you and not out in front. Then stretch one leg at a time back and come into forearm plank. Engage your transverse abdominis, your lower abs, and make sure that your hips are not sinking really low or piked up too high. Walk your feet towards your hands and come into dolphin, which is downward facing dog only on our forearms. Like down dog, if you would like to bend your knees to find a little more space to pull your hips back and your chest towards your legs, go ahead and bend your knees. Push down strongly through your forearms. Then walk your feet back to forearm plank. Inhale, walk your feet forward. Find dolphin again. Push down strongly through your elbows and your forearms so your chest comes through your arms towards your legs. Walk back to forearm plank. One more time. Walk your feet forward. Find your dolphin. Look forward, and at the same time, press into your hands, lift your elbows off the ground, and find a downward facing dog. Hips backing up, belly reaching towards your thighs. Knees can be bent. Press down firmly through your fingers. Then look forward, and at the same time, lower your elbows back down. Revisit dolphin. Again, lift your elbows at the same time. Come up to downward facing dog. Lower your elbows at the same time. Come down to dolphin. Lift your elbows at the same time. Downward facing dog. Take your left hand and hold on around your right ankle. Find a twist in your down dog. Place your left hand back forward. Take your right hand and hold on around your left ankle. And twist again. Bring your right arm back forward. Look forward and slowly walk your feet towards the front of your mat. When you arrive, softly bend your knees. Hold on to opposite elbows and find ragdoll. You can sway from side to side if that feels good. Let your weight pour down towards the mat. Release your elbows, bend your knees more deeply, and slowly roll up to standing. Head comes up last. You can give your shoulders a couple of nice big circles. Hands down by your side, Tadasana. Press down firmly through the four corners of both of your feet. Engage your legs, your abs. Find a nice straight line through your body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, softly bend your knees. Find Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Feet hip distance apart. Stay high on the toes of your left foot and rise up to a high lunge. Bring your arms straight out in front of you. Cross your right arm over your left and find an eagle arm position. You can place your hands on your shoulders. Backs of palms can touch, or inner palms can touch. Keep your low ribs in and down as you begin to lift your chest up and back. Bring your arms with you until your fingers are pointing back behind you. Slowly come back to an upright position. Release your eagle arms. Stretch your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, stretch your arms long. Exhale, fold. Bring your right shoulder to your right knee. Or if you have space, you can bring your right shoulder inside your right knee. Lift your hands towards the ceiling. Slowly return to your high lunge. Keep the interlace of your fingers. Take your hands, wrap them around and place them on your left hip. Press your palms firmly together and drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Then you can move your chin forward and back slightly and see if you can find a nice stretch along the top of your right shoulder, your upper trapezius muscle. Bring your head back up. Stretch your arms long behind you. Release the interlace. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Frame your right foot. Step back to plank. Then we will slowly lower to chaturanga over the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back. Feet hip distance apart. Stay high in the toes of your right foot. Inhale, come on up to a high lunge. Place your arms out in front of you. Cross your left arm over your right and find eagle arms. Hands on shoulders, backs of palms touch, or inner palms touch. Keep your low ribs in and down as you begin to shine your heart up and back. Bring your arms with you until your fingers are pointing back behind you. Slowly come back up. Release your eagle arms. Stretch your arms long behind you. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Inhale, stretch your arms long. Exhale, fold. Bring your left shoulder to your knee or inside your knee. Stretch your hands toward the ceiling. Slowly come back up to your high lunge. Take your interlaced fingers and place your hands on your right hip. Press your palms together and bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Move your chin forward and back and find a nice stretch along the top of your left shoulder. Bring your head back up. Stretch your arms long. Release the interlace. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Frame your left foot. Step back to plank. Slowly lower over the count of 5 to chaturanga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward and bring your forearms down to the mat. Make sure that your elbows are shoulder distance apart or closer, and then interlace your fingers. Push into your forearms and your elbows. Bring your head and your chest back towards your legs. Walk your feet as close in towards your hands as you can. Try and get your shoulders directly over your elbows, and then come up high in your tiptoes and just hold. Then walk back to a more comfortable dolphin. One more time. Walk your feet as close as you can. Try and get your shoulders directly over your elbows. Come up high on your tiptoes and hold. Walk your feet back all the way to forearm plank. Make sure that your hips are in line with your body, not too low, not too high. Take your right forearm and move it so it's parallel to the front of the mat. Shift onto the outside of your right foot. The inside of your left foot, you can stack your feet or have your left foot in front. Left fingertips can stay down, or left arm can lift up to the sky for forearm side plank. Slowly bring your left forearm back down. Come back up onto your toes. Place your left forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Turn onto the outside of your left foot. The inside of your right foot, you can stack your feet or have the right foot in front. Stay on your right fingers or lift your right hand, forearm side plank. Slowly bring your right forearm back down. Come up on your toes. Make sure again that your elbows are shoulder distance apart or closer. I prefer closer. Interlace your fingers one more time. Walk your feet in. Find a comfortable dolphin position. Push down through your forearms and your elbows. Lift your hips and tailbone up. Look forward. Bring your chin or your nose or your forehead towards your fists. Exhale, push back. We'll do a few more of these dolphin push-ups. Inhale forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale forward. Exhale, push back. Last one, inhale forward. Exhale, push back. Walk your feet back to forearm plank, and then bring your hips all the way down. Release the interlace of your hands. Bring your forearms forward so that your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders or slightly forward. Revisit Sphinx pose. Press down through your forearms. Tuck your tailbone. Press down through your feet. Energetically pull your fingers back towards you and shine your heart forward through your arms. Exhale, release. You can rest your head on your hands for a moment if you'd like. Reach your arms along your sides. Tuck your tailbone. Press your pubic bone into the mat. Lift your shoulders and your legs, everything but your hips, off the mat for Shalabhasana Locust. Inhale for length. Exhale, lift higher. Inhale for length. Exhale, lift higher. Inhale for length. And exhale, release. Rest your head on your hands again if you'd like. Bend your knees. Reach back and hold on to the outside of your feet, your ankles, your shins. Inhale, come up to Dhanurasana, bow pose. Press your feet into your hands, lift your chest. Inhale for length. Exhale, lift taller. Inhale for length. Exhale, lift taller. Inhale. And exhale, release. Put your hands under your shoulders and press up to tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Let's do one round of cat-cow. Inhale. Tip your tailbone up, find cow belly. Exhale. Tuck your tailbone, round your upper back for cat. Find a nice neutral spine. Bring one forearm down at a time. Measure out to make sure that your arms are shoulder distance apart or closer. Interlace your fingers and place your head down between your hands, right on the crown of your head. If headstand is not part of your practice, pick your head back up off the mat and do dolphin pose again instead. If you're moving forward with headstand, come up onto your toes, walk your feet in, and then you can get up however is comfortable for you. Please don't jump. If you want to draw one knee at a time for a tuck, you can do that. If you want to lift one leg at a time for a split press, I've always preferred a pike press. It's just been easiest for me. Whatever you like, you find your headstand. Very little weight should be in your head. Press down through your forearms. Bear the weight in your shoulders. Then slowly find your way down and come into child's pose. back up onto hands and knees for tabletop. Inhale, lift your right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread your right arm under your left for thread the needle. Rest on your right shoulder. Walk your fingers of your left hand forward and to the right. And if you want a little more, stretch your left leg long. Bring your left leg back in. Bring your left hand where you can see it. Press down and unwrap your right arm. Right hand down. Inhale, left arm to sky. Exhale, thread your left arm under your right. Come down onto your left shoulder. Walk your right fingers forward and to the left. And if you're looking for a little more, stretch your left leg long. Bring your right knee back in. Bring your right hand where you can see it. Press down into your right hand and unthread your left hand. Hands back underneath you. And then come on up onto your knees. Start with your toes tucked. Take your right arm, bring it across your body, and then up to the left. Bring your left hand down to your heel as you do so, and then your right arm continues its way over to the right. Reverse that. Bring the arm back in front of you. Now the left arm crosses in front to the right. Hold on to your right heel, and left arm continues its way back to the left. Reverse. Let's do one more on each side. Right arm crosses in front, comes around and back. Reverse. Left arm crosses in front, around and back. Come back forward. You can keep your toes tucked under, or you can untuck them and have the tops of your feet on the mat. Coming into Ustrasana, camel pose. Keep your torso in one straight line. Move the entire torso, knees, shoulders, head, straight back, straight line. Then when you can, reach back, hold on to your ankles, your feet, and then push into bringing your hips forward, lift up through your chest, and if it's comfortable, you can look back. And then carefully come back up. Sit back onto your heels. Shift over to one side. Stretch your feet out long. Bend your knees. Bring your hips to the middle of the mat. And gently roll down. Bring your feet closer to your sit bones. Press down into your heels and lift up into bridge. Engage your glutes and your hamstrings. Bring your chest towards your chin. And then slowly lower back down. Repeat. Push into your heels, lift up to bridge. This time, if you want to walk your shoulders a little closer together and interlace your fingers so you have a little more space, to bring your chest even closer to your chin. Release the interlace and slowly lower. Final round, you have the option to do bridge, wheel, or forearm wheel. Push into your heels, lift your hips up. If you're moving on, place your hands on the outside of your shoulders. For forearm wheel, push into your hands and gently set the top of your head down. Then walk your hands in till your forearms are on the mat. If you need to, you can interlace your fingers. Press into your forearms, into your feet, lift your head off the mat. Your hair may get in the way. And just breathe. To lower back down, gently place your head back down. One hand at a time, returns, lift up, and lower onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, interlace around your shins, and just rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, release one leg at a time long and come into Shavasana. Find a comfortable place for your shoulders. Let your feet open to the side. Release the gripping of your fingers. Release the clenching of your jaw and the pursing of your lips. Release the tension in your shoulders and the tight grip of your fingers. Let your feet fall open and let your thoughts, worries, and anxieties melt away as you melt into the mat. I invite you to stay here for as long as you'd like, for as long as you need. If you're ready to move on with me, stretch your legs long, stretch your arms overhead. Find a big inhale. Exhale, roll over onto one of your sides. Carefully bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Thank you for practicing with me today.